Hi Delphine, it's Malcolm and
Kristen.
we're here to provide you with a little bit of feedback on your video. And rather than repeat the sort of feedback you're going to get from your external input person, I wanted to provide you with some feedback based on the underpinning educational principles of this exercise, which are really sixfold. They start with foundational knowledge, go on to how you apply the foundational knowledge, how you integrate that knowledge into what you're doing, how you add the human dimension, how you add the overall caring dimension, such as how you work with your team, and then finally how you apply the learning process to the foundational knowledge. So to start off with, I think that this was a really nice piece of work. I really like the fact that you were sitting facing the camera, that we could see who you were. I think it makes such a difference to be looking at a person as opposed to simply having a slideshow. If you were to be doing this again, you might want to look at your lighting settings, because you had light behind you, with the result that your face was in shadow, so it was a little difficult to actually make out who you were, but it was a nice touch to do that. My other fault that I found with it was you really did go over time, about 5 minutes over if I counted correctly, and much of that was in the introduction and was easily time that you could have cut out. I actually found that maybe it was because you were nervous, but it got a little rambling and it was very hard for me to follow what you were saying at that point. So again, if you were doing this again, you might want to look at cutting some of that down and making it a little shorter. I think that you captured the foundational knowledge very nicely, and you applied it very, very well. I really like the way that you talk about Hero, how they have come together and how you as a team have worked with Hero, and especially the way that you describe how Hero has liked what you've done and how you've integrated your work with the current work of Hero. Having said that, I thought that your background piece was a little long. I did actually enjoy learning more about you, who you work for, who you are, and what you do, and also why you're in public health. And I particularly liked how you identify how this course is helping you in some of the things you do in your personal life and your sort of BUSPH public health type work as well. I thought that was great. I particularly like the way you introduced the whole caring element about your team. You not only showed your team, but you talked about each individual member, which I thought was great, and how they fit, and how you fit into the school. And something you did that I've not seen in anybody else's at this point was describing how you've learned from other people, from the other group's presentations. I thought that was an excellent touch to add into this. So despite having started off by critiqued the length of your video, I thought this was really quite an outstanding piece of work in covering all of the bases, so I think you should feel very proud of it. Kristen?
I think you did a great job, and I'll echo a lot of what Malcolm said. I enjoyed the beginning with your example of the cassava peelings. I thought that was a nice touch and a good example to start off with. I also liked that you mentioned activities outside of work and outside of BU, and really talked about what your plans are for the future. I also enjoyed that you talked about your team and gave a little background to each member. Good job.
Okay, so well done, and see you in class on Tuesday. Bye for now.